I actually have a pretty big gripe against most like tech and Linux YouTubers, not because I think they're boring or I don't like them, but I do think they're boring and they're kind of unlikable people. But that's besides the point. What I do differently is that I'm kind of retarded, and I think people really enjoy that fact. Whenever they like want to like see how much better they are at something, they go to my videos, be like, "Holy shit, this guy doesn't know anything." But beyond that, I like the idea of like I'm able to just express my opinions, express my ideas because I'm never right all the time. It's impossible to be right, and sometimes I'm just flat out, and sometimes I could be like halfway there. Sometimes I'm just flat out wrong, which is again okay. That's how we learn. That's how I want to learn. But most people are afraid to be wrong or admit that they're wrong, and that's fine. And a big thing with like Linux is that you like I I kind of feel bad for the way I'm going to say this, even though I'm usually a pretty vulgar person in these videos. You kind of are like you put yourself above people just because you don't know the computer as well as you. It doesn't really matter how well you know a computer. If you're just shitting on a person because they like use Windows, or maybe they're just not as like I guess as cognizant or as intelligent as you, and it's kind of weird. Maybe you are the problem. And I'm not saying that everyone's like that. And if you're getting offended, you should be offended. Like, this isn't me trying to be nice. You're just being a dick. And a lot of it just comes from, like, I get it. It takes a long time to learn Linux. And now a lot less time because it's just so easy to get into it. And people don't really talk about what it's like getting into Linux anymore because I feel like everyone who talks about Linux now have been doing it for like 5 years plus. No, let me go back to that. 10 years plus. I'm not suddenly better than someone because I started using Linux for like a year and something. I have so much to learn, but in the end, as long as my desktop is working, I'm never going to complain. And listen, Linux does run into problems. I know. I know. People say it runs perfectly. It doesn't. I won't lie to you. There's gonna be problems, whatever it be like gaming sometimes, or maybe even some other things like when you open up a random application, sometimes it just doesn't want to open, and I could not tell you why. Is it ruining my day? No, not at all. Because if opening an application ruins my day, or if I can't open an application, then I think it's more of a me problem than my computer problem than anything. But that's beyond the point. I want this to be more of a beginner friendly introduction to Linux because I am still learning. Even though I know a lot more than people who are just switching now, and a lot of people who are switching now don't even want to learn about Linux, which is fine, by the way. You don't have to learn every little thing about Linux, but you need to learn some things, or else you're just going to keep running into problems and problems, and you're never going to figure out why these things happen. You shouldn't feel bad if you don't know the solution to it. Half the time, I'm like scouring the what the Arch Linux user forums or whatever Google shits out for me. But even still, like I find my solution in the end. Just because I can't immediately come up with one by myself doesn't make me dumb. Someone in the comments gonna call me dumb, and they're again a dickhead for it. Like what I really want to talk about now, and it's not that like I don't like Linux YouTubers, and this is a joke. I made jokes about this on my old channel, and I said that yeah, I'm the funniest person who makes Linux videos, and unfortunately, after watching more Linux videos, that's true. But we're gonna ignore that part very, very quickly and say that I want to appeal to more a beginner audience. I want people who are just curious about Linux. I'm not even trying to make them switch over immediately or even want them to make them switch over because I understand it's a big step. If you're like, if part of your life is on Linux, sorry, if part of your life is on Windows, then unfortunately it's going to take a lot more than just, yeah, just switch to Linux, bro. It's not that simple. I ran into a lot of issues when I made the switch to Microsoft. Am I stupid today? I ran into a lot of issues when I made the switch to Linux, and that's fine. That's gonna be like every operating system. Even now, when I switch distros, I still run into minor issues. Some people may say, "Oh no, do this and that, and you'll never run into an issue again." That's a fucking lie. They're lying, and I'm exaggerating. Some people have a better time than me because I'm a tinkerer. If I see something cool and I know I can do something cool, I will break my system unintentionally just because I think it'll be cool. And that really just is a me problem, by the way. I'm not blaming anyone else. But I want more people to just experience what Linux has to offer and show them that Linux is just very easy to use. I keep talking about KDE Plasma like it's something like godsend. In the end, it really isn't. It's up to your personal opinion. I just use that as a baseline because that's what I started with. And that's when I realized that, wow, we've gotten very far with the Linux desktop. And I can't get over like how easy it is now to just make the switch. The the problem comes when you're trying to figure out what applications to use. If you're using like Excel, unfortunately, the alternative applications, listen, they're not bad, but they'll never be Excel. I know you can use Wine or whatever, but I'm not talking about that. Like, you're gonna have to give up things when you use Linux, and people are gonna come in. I'm not gonna say you specifically, but I know people might watch this video and say that no, the alternative is just as good or maybe even better. And I'm gonna tell you outright, no. And a lot of times it's not better. I'm not saying because I'm like a piece of shit who hates open source software, because I'm not. What I'm saying is you're gonna run into a lot more issues before you start appreciating how good a lot of the open source software is. I understand why some of it has such a difficult learning curve when it comes to them. Some of them are very easy to learn. Some of them are pretty fucking hard to learn. And if you're in Linux for more than 10 years, I'm assuming you already know how to immediately jump into a new piece of software and understand how it works within like an hour. I'm not that person. It takes me time. I'm not saying it takes me a day, but I'm saying like it takes me a while to like understand how useful an application is. For Tmux, for instance, that took me an hour to like understand how it works because I just want something basic, and as long as I got what I wanted, that was it. Like, I'm good. And then we have ZHS auto completions. I keep making the Nine Circle of Hell joke. That's not funny anymore. So imagine stapling your finger, and then you realize that, oh, I should do another finger instead. That's what doing auto completion for ZHS is like. I don't know why the documentation is so convoluted. This is just a nitpick. Someone's gonna call me a fucking moron for not reading it, and that's okay. I literally opened up the video, me calling myself retarded. I would like do a little demonstration of what my desktop looks like, but I'm literally in i3, and if I really wanted to show you, I mean, I could. Excuse me? Oh, I mean, I could. I could do a quick showcase. Is it gonna work? Oh my god, look! It's i3. Look, oh my god, there it is! Pissing speed! This is not a traditional, like, desktop. Like, I press, Windows Enter, and all of a sudden, my terminal. I can do, fast fetch. And look, there we go. Oh my god! Oh my god! That's right, I literally... Oh, right, I can't do that. I literally launched my computer and was like, alright, let's get recording, baby. Let's fucking do this. I didn't check anything else. I didn't even check my fucking emails. You wanna know why? I'm lazy. All kidding aside, all bits aside, I just want people to understand that Linux is actually much easier to learn now more than ever. And this is sort of more of a passion project than anything, because I love Linux and I want to share my love and knowledge of Linux. I understand I'm still learning. I understand I'm going to get so many things wrong, and that's fine. I want to be corrected. I want to be maybe I don't want to be called a moron, but I want someone to like look at me and tell me I'm wrong. That's me. And I hope that like excuse me. I hope that you'll understand why I want this. I don't think I'm better than anyone. I think everyone has the capability of learning. Everyone has the interest, the capacity to learn something new, to learn something cool and interesting. Because once I actually got like, start tinkering with Linux, I realized that this is so much more than I ever wanted. This is the reason why I switched to Android too, because I was able to just do whatever I wanted to my system. Now less, but I do prefer the how Android looks over iPhone. Now more than ever. Some people may disagree. Yeah, I'm leaving this in, by the way. My phone has a leather back. Do you think I care what people say? No. No, dude. I fucking love this shit. Anyway. And I feel like the more I talk about my passions, my interest about Linux, soon people will understand that, yeah, it really just is that simple. I went from just understanding, Windows, to then tinkering with WSL. Maybe you might even see me in Windows make a video talking about how to just start getting into the terminal. I feel like once you get past that, Linux is the easiest platform to use. Easiest platform to use. I mean, again, if you like eating crayons or maybe smashing your head in with the cast iron statue of Popeye and the Sailor Man, maybe, just maybe, you can use what was it told me? macOS. Or if you like the idea of smashing your balls, because I know, again, no women are watching my videos right now, you can use BSD, any like open source BSD, free BSD, open BSD, any other one that I missed. Or if you really are like autistic, you could just use HaikuOS. I think HaikuOS is so fucking cool, by the way. I'm not even joking. If I could make the switch, I actually will. I'm not joking, by the way. Anyway, I hope you see where I'm coming from, and I hope you understand why I'm going to confidently be wrong about everything I say on this platform. Because I love this, and this is what I want to do for, until I retire. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Ciao. Nerds? Linux user? I'm still getting... Fuck it. Penguins, dude. Fucking penguins. That's it. I fucking love the penguin, dude. I fucking love the penguin.